Namaste. Welcome back to Subhu's Launch Talk. After a brief gap and doing this video, I was away for some domestic emergencies and I'm back now with this another episode of Subhu's Launch Talk. You would have noticed till now I have made around 40 videos on different topics and one can revisit these videos and select your topic of interest as the information shared in the videos have a universal nature. They can be referred at any point of time. Unlike news, where today's news becomes tomorrow's old news. So Subhu's launch talk is not newsy. It's more to do with point of view on a particular topic of interest. So what is today's topic of interest? Today we are going to talk about why do we have so much complaints. We complain about our friends, we complain about our job, we complain about our teachers, we complain about our society. So there is hardly anyone who is beyond some nursing some amount of complaint. So in this episode, we'll try to understand the root of these complaints and is there a solution to live a life of no complaints. So let me start by saying complaints is a way of showing your displeasure to a certain situation that one is facing. And one of the main features of complaint is the problem is to be blamed on somebody else. Because of him, I couldn't do this. Because of my parents, I couldn't do this. Because of my brother, I couldn't do this. Because of this, I didn't do this. Because of that, I didn't do this. So, n number of reasons which you justify and complain that certain things didn't happen because such and such was not, didn't go as per my vision or as per my thoughts. So let us get into the reason about how these complaints generate. So there are three factors because of which complaints arise within ourselves. One is pride. Pride means we have a sense of ego, and ego has a sense of entitlement. This thing has to happen. This thing is, this world is unfair. This should have my my case should have been considered. The other person need to give way for me. That is because of we are holding on to a pride. My pride is getting hurt. So when my pride gets hurt, I complain. It gives rise to complaint. Number two, anger. If certain things doesn't work as per our way, then you get angry. Or if you have an opinion and you find somebody attacking that opinion or having a different point of view, you get angry. If you had planned a certain activity and you don't get the cooperation, you get angry. So anger is a easy cause for complaint. And the third is desire. When you live, you desire for something better than what you have. Right now, you may be having a Maruti car. Then you desire for a SUV. Then you desire for a luxury car. Then you desire for chartered plane. So the desires, if they are not fulfilled, gives rise to an complaint. So these three factors are the seeds for complaints in our life. One is pride, second is anger, and the third one is desire. Now, how can you be without pride? How can you be without anger? And how can you be without desire? You may have that valid question. ये तो possible ही नहीं है. In life, we live for ourselves. So how do you live without? And living for ourselves means we live for our pride. हमारा नाम बनाना है, हमारा भी एक छाप है, हमारा भी एक कंट्रीब्यूशन है, हमारा भी एक इज्जत है. वी लिव फॉर अ प्राइड. कैसे हो सकता है? हाउ कैन यू लिव विदाउट प्राइड? सेकेंड, हाउ कैन यू लिव विदाउट बीइंग एंग्री? नॉट एवरीथिंग works as per your plan. Not everyone agrees the way you want to agree. So it is logical that one can get anger. So how can you be without anger? And the third is, how can you be without desire? If you have no desire, it's almost like walking like a dead man. कुछ ख्वाहिश ही नहीं है इसको. ना ख्वाहिश है, ना डिज़ायर है. Doesn't even wish that things should be better for him. So how can you live without desire? How can you find some meaning, something in your life if you don't have desire? It would be as good as vegetating like a vegetable. If you have no desire, कुछ तो डिज़ायर होता है. अच्छा खाना मिले, अच्छा सो जाए, एटलीस्ट लेट मी हैव गुड स्लीप, एटलीस्ट आई मस्ट हैव गुड फूड, एटलीस्ट आई मस्ट हैव गुड एयर टू ब्रीथ, एटलीस्ट आई डोंट वांट सो मच ऑफ ट्रैफिक. Something. Without desire one can't live. But complaints, shikayatein are born out of pride, anger and desire. प्रॉब्लम तो एकदम बड़ा है. इट सीम्स एकदम जटिल, कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है. कैसे बाहर आए? हाउ डू आई कम आउट ऑफ दिस? How do I come out of this clutch of pride, anger, desire? There is a way. There is a way. At least you must be aware of that way. May follow, not follow is a different question. But only when you know there is a way, you can at least make a conscious decision that I will adopt this way or I will not adopt this way. I know it, but I will not do it. पता है कि हम ये सही रास्ता है. For example, I know that I should not hurt somebody, yet situation demands I will hurt. I know you should not hurt, but I will hurt. इसका मतलब क्या है? That there is a way. The choice is mine whether I will adopt that way or not. So I'm going to tell you about a way. Create an awareness. The key thing is pride, anger, desire have to be controlled or regulated. And how do I do that? Ultimately, all solutions are in the mind. No solutions are from outside. सब कुछ हमारे भीतर ही है. And every solution, every problem has a solution. And that solution has to come from your mind. अपना दिमाग को थोड़ा सा घुमाएंगे तब जाके कुछ सोल्यूशन आएगा. You have to use your mind. So one way it is possible is you can take the example of Lord Ganesha. Now why do I say Lord Ganesha? Everybody knows this story. Lord Ganesha's original head was severed. उनका ओरिजिनल जो सर था उसको निकाल दिया था. Instead, an elephant head was installed. तो दिस इज कैन सिंबॉलिक. ये सिंबॉलिक है कि उनका ओरिजिनल हेड को निकाला और एलिफेंट. तो व्हाट इज द लेसन्स फ्रॉम दिस? द लेसन फ्रॉम दिस इज you have to similarly आपका ओरिजिनल हेड को भूल जाना है. द हेड विच वॉज गिवन टू यू, विच हैज कम टू यू, उसको भूल जाओ. जब वो ओरिजिनल हेड को भूल जाएंगे द प्राइड, एंगर एंड डिजायर उसके विल नॉट बॉदर यू. बट यू नीड सम अदर हेड. And that head, as per Lord Ganesha, was the elephant head, which is the head of knowledge. That's why Ganpati is considered to be a god of knowledge. क्योंकि वो सर में इतना फीचर्स हैं which makes you an ideal person to face issues and live a life of no complaints. जैसे उनके कान, एलिफेंट का कान बड़े हैं, मतलब लिजन्स मोर. इज नैरो आइज, फोकस, लेजर फोकस, नैरो आइज. उनका सर बड़ा है. सर बड़ा है मतलब नॉट अ बिग हेड. हेड ऑफ नॉलेज, ज्ञान है उनका. इतना सर में इतना ज्ञान है. इट हैज गॉट अ ट्रंक. दैट ट्रंक इज टू सेंस द ग्राउंड सिचुएशन. उसको ग्राउंड सिचुएशन में क्या है क्या नहीं है वो सब टेस्ट करती है. टेस्ट करने के लिए बेस्ड ऑन दैट you take decision. Like in modern ways, they take the data and then convert the data into information and then information into an hypothesis and goes on. But पहले you will have to have the ground data. Ground में क्या हो रहा है? The trunk does that job. That's how Lord Ganesha, you learn that you remove the original head and instead try put another head, just like Lord Ganesha. Possible? It's all in the mind. Symbolic था वो. That was symbolic. And from that symbolism, if you can do that, that is why many times in they say you have to unlearn what you have learned. So after a long time, this maturity आता है when you go through many situations, when you go through many experiences, there comes a time when you say that इसका maturity आ गया. You become mature. Now what does mature mean? You unlearn what you have learned. जो उसने सोचा था कि ऐसा 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 होगा, कि whatever I think will happen in life, whatever whatever step I take, it will be success. Whatever I do, that is the only right way to do. ये सारा चीज़ मंथ्स ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम तुमको पता लगेगा कि यू टू दीज वर ऑल योर ओन माया जाल, अपना माया जाल, योर ओन कन्विंसिंग, योर ओन जस्टिफिकेशंस, योर ओन प्रिजम्पशंस, योर ओन अजम्पशंस कि ऐसा करेगा तो ऐसा, that if I do this, this will happen, that will happen. ऐसा if I tell this, that person will agree. If I negotiate this way, things will happen. Lot of things which you think that it will happen just doesn't happen, because things will happen the way it has to happen. उसमें ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि जैसे किसी ने बताया जो आपको आना है वो आएगा, वो ढूंढ के आएगा. जो आपको आना है आएगा, वो ढूंढ के आएगा. जो नहीं आना है आपके पास वो आके भी चला जाएगा. दैट इज you start understanding that what you are destined to get, that will search and come to you. It will search and come to you. And if you are destined not to get, even if you get it, you lose it. वो चला जाएगा. So this is one of the technique, that is it possible that I can place this head out, take that head in, and start thinking from that point of view. And when you do that, many of the complaints in life will just disappear. You will not have the regret of the past. You will not have the regret of the failures. Neither you will worry about the future. जो होना है वो होगा, जैसा होना है वैसा होगा. जो आना है वो आएगा, जो नहीं आना है वो आके भी चला जाएगा. The moral of the story of this is, no one owes you anything to anybody. No one owes anything to anybody in this life. It means कोई किसी का जवाबदारी नहीं है. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. Has nothing to do with your entitlement. कि मेरे को फर्स्ट आना है क्लास में, मेरे को 100 आउट ऑफ 100 मिलना है, मेरे को टीचर ने 4 मार्क कम किया, मेरे को ये बॉस ने मेरे को सही तरह से अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं दिया, मेरे को nobody owes anything to anybody. So having said that, you start facing every situation with a maturity that at the only contribution I have is to face that situation and do whatever is possible in that particular situation with the amount of information you have. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि मेरे ज़िंदगी में कुछ नहीं हो गया तो हम बैठ गए. नहीं, हमारी ज़िंदगी में कुछ होएगा नहीं, ठीक है, That is, you expect nothing, you expect the best. Expect nothing means expect the best, but prepare for the worst. You attempt whatever you are attempting, you attempt. You expect the best, but prepare for the worst. No complaints. हुआ तो हुआ, नहीं हुआ तो, if I succeed, fine. If I don't succeed, I learn. So with that, I come to this end of this video with a tip that if you are constantly wondering why good things are not happening, then let me say you are not alone. It is it is the nature of life, but one can face life by understanding that pride, anger, desire is the source of your dissatisfaction, and one can remove it by following Lord Ganesha's example of thinking or setting aside your original head and instead installing a head of knowledge to understand that ये तो चलता रहेगा, this will happen, but that does not stop you from trying. That is, as they say, you should try and fail. You should try and fail, then fail to try. I'll tell you, I'll say again, you try and fail. You may try and fail, but don't fail to try. So with that, I come to the end of this video. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon for further videos. Until the next video, goodbye and take care.